Hi everyone, hope everyone's having a fantastic day / evening wherever you're tuning in from. And what a topic to talk about. Negativity and how to overcome negativity. So, everything that's happening in the world right now, and I'm based in Queensland, Australia, and a lot of my mates are down in Victoria, and Vic's gone into lockdown again, and there's been a lot of negativity around the lockdown itself, and just comments that I'm sure you guys can resonate with, just about the lockdown and all these negative things about the government and all that sort of stuff. And then also we've got negativity just in general when, Bo, hope you're doing really well. When we're experiencing any sort of negativity in our work environment, in our friendships, in our relationship, whatever it may be, if there's any sort of negativity. And then we've also got, when I myself speak with clients and things, and I've got a couple of clients that are going through some issues with relationship sort of side of things, and there's kids involved and that sort of stuff. And some of the comments from one of the partners was really forceful and negative. And so what I'm trying to get at is there's so many different aspects to negativity, but how do we overcome it? So that's enough about talking about that. How do we actually overcome it? What's awesome topic? Beautiful. Thanks, Bo. So what can we do about it? So firstly, understanding that we all only ever experience reality as we have mapped it internally. We do not experience reality as it actually is. We only get our interpretation of it, or our perspective of it, or our point of view, or our perception of an event or whatever. So whatever's happening on the outside of us, and if we deem that to be negative, then all we can do to shift that negativity is maybe just change our perspective, change our point of view, the way we're looking at it. If it doesn't match our internal map of reality, then we feel negative. So I'll give you an example. Let's say, someone walks in the door and they greet their partner and they say, hey, how you going? And they always say, hey, how you going? How's your day? And then on this particular occasion, this partner just walks in and goes, hey, and keeps walking. Let's use that as an example. So the person being talked to, their map of reality, the way things should go, is my partner always comes in, greets me, says, hey, how you going? How's your day? Then on this event, or this time, the partner walks in, just says, hey, keeps walking. Now, the person being talked to, it doesn't register, it goes against their map of reality, the way things should be, and then they all of a sudden feel, oh, what have I done? Or they feel negative on some sort of spectrum. They may get annoyed, they may get frustrated, they may get hurt, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it doesn't match their map of the way things should be. Now, when we're talking about internal maps, what I'm really talking about is a neurological map that's mapped physically in our brain, the way we continuously map things over and over, or we have an event over and over and over and over and over and over again, and that becomes our internal representation of what should be going on out here. So when something changes out here, it doesn't match what's going on in here or what should go on in here, and it causes a different network to fire, which will cause either excitement or joy or love or whatever, or it could go down the negative path of, whatever it may be. I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling, whatever. So understanding that the event itself is only ever, excuse me, the event itself is only ever going to be represented by our internal representation of that event. We change the internal representation, we change the event. So, you guys would have heard me use Dr. Wayne Dyer's quote a few times saying, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Sim, hope you're doing really well. Paul, hope you're doing really well. So, understanding that just a slight shift of our point of view or our perception will change the external event. So hopefully that sort of makes sense. Then we've got what's called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And this is actually a physical part of the brain. It's part of the brain stem. And what it actually does is search out for, out of billions and billions and billions of bits of information. To give you an example of what I kind of mean by that is, right now, hopefully you're paying attention to me. You could change your focus and look at different bits of information. Maybe you look at, the sign, maybe you look at the photo, maybe you look at the whiteboard, or, the books, or the guitar, or my hat or shirt or something. But whatever you draw your attention to by the dominating thoughts in your head, if you're sitting there and saying, I need to listen to this conversation, your reticular activating system picks up on that message saying, I need to listen to this conversation. It will fade out, it deletes, distorts, and generalizes different things going on and says, that's not important, this is important, this conversation. So it channels in, this is all still here, it's always here, but it channels in and your focus hones in, onto whatever's important to you. So what I'm getting at is, if we are looking towards negativity, let's say we're scrolling through Facebook and we're in a bad mood, my RAS picks up on the bad mood. I'm pissed off with life, or I'm frustrated, I'm hurt, I'm brokenhearted, I'm bankrupt, whatever it is. My RAS is getting that message and says, I need to search for more reasons to make this my reality. Oh, there it is, and brings it forth. So if I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed, or I'm walking down the street, and someone looks at me the wrong way, I go, everyone's against me, or the world's against me, or, Corona picks up again and, that'd be right, I'm going to lose my job, whatever it is, because these are the dominating thoughts going on in my head. My reticular activating system is always, 100% of the time, it never switches off. It's always looking for whatever is going on in here and brings forth into our physical reality, or our physical experience of reality, more information to make this right. So let's switch that from negativity to gratitude. So we wake up tomorrow morning and we start our thoughts by channeling them towards gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful that I had a good night's sleep. My pillow was comfy. I've got a roof over my head. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I can get up and walk around. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But channeling it towards gratitude. Now, what's the dominating thoughts going on in my head? Gratitude. Looking towards a good day ahead, or a good night's sleep, or whatever it is. The RAS says that's important to me. I need to bring forth more reasons to make that my reality. So this is where, let's say I'm scrolling through my Facebook and I'm in such a high vibration. I'm in, gratitude. I'm in joy. I'm so happy in life and love and everything, and I'm feeling absolutely incredible. Then I'm scrolling through my Facebook. Let's say there is 6 negative posts, let's say I see 10 posts, just for an example, and 6 of them are negative and 4 of them are positive. My RAS is going to bring forth to my conscious awareness, understanding conscious awareness, you guys know the difference between conscious and subconscious. It's going to bring forth to my conscious awareness those 4. I'm going to pick up on those 4 a lot more easier than it's not foolproof. It's not going to just wipe out from my awareness the negative things. I still see them. I still, they're still there, but I don't get emotionally involved with them because I'm not emotionally in that same vibration of energy. I'm in a higher energy. I'm in a higher vibration. I'm in, love or gratitude or joy, happiness, and negativity of grief or loathing or frustration and depression are all down here. And this is where those posts are. I still see them. I still know they're there. We all know what's going on in the world. We all know, the good and the bad and whatever. But it's what we choose to focus our attention on in here that we will experience out here. So if we're holding negativity in here, that is all I will ever attract, or that's all I will ever experience, because it's in here and it has to meet, my RAS has to bring forth more reasons to make this right. So if I'm in negativity and I see, something that's incredibly awesome, and I'll just walk past it and go, whatever. Whatever. And we all know people like this. I've been there 100%. Like when I was down in the dumps with my back injury, I was not a happy person to be around. This is going back before I even knew anything. I knew the word personal and I knew the word development, but I never heard them put together, put it that way. I didn't know anything about the mindset or whatever. I didn't know any of this. So I was not a happy person to be around because I was hating the world, because I was thinking, what have I done to deserve this back injury? I was in massive amount of pain, on a cocktail of drugs. I was drinking. I was, putting everything in my body just to numb this and to numb my back. And my focus was going towards the negativity all the time. So my focus was, on the next doctor's appointment, and lo and behold, they give me more antidepressants. That's right, that'll be right. All right, no dramas. And then I walk into the physio and you're going to be back here another 4 times this week. Yeah, okay, whatever. Like I was always just drawing my attention towards the negative, not looking at all these other aspects that I could draw my attention to. So not only was I making my back even worse, and that's not a conversation to have in this one, because that's more of a, you guys have heard me talk about how our thoughts create or, have a effect epigenetically on the cells of our body. And that's another conversation. But looking towards negativity, if we're holding negative in here, that is all we will ever experience out there. So that's a big one. Now, understanding that we are always all in control of our own thoughts. There is nothing at all. There is no person powerful enough in the entire universe, if you believe that there might be other things out there, but let's even just say the world, there's no one that powerful that can control the way you the way you think, sorry. So even if you are experiencing all this negativity, then you still have the conscious choice to actually choose what you focus on. That is one of the main points of this entire book that I wrote a couple of years ago, called You Choose, saying that we all choose our own thoughts. Obviously I go a little bit deeper on it than just that, but understanding that we are all in control of our own thoughts. And I wasn't going to talk about this book, but this is a good conversation to have. Man's Search for Meaning. If you guys are, looking for, it's only a small, it's a tiny book, but just about this guy, or the author was locked up in Auschwitz, and we all know what happened in there, or we've all heard of what happened in there, I guess. And this guy was just everything, tortured, and knocking on death's door constantly, every day, every night, and he talks about sleeping in beds with 6 other men. They're all naked, they're all freezing, they're all starving, none of them had eaten for like 4 days. They're all, nibbling on little pieces of bread, or one piece of bread for, 4 of them for like 2 or 3 days at a time. And, all this just full on, like it's a heavy, heavy, heavy book. I don't recommend it if you want a light read. It's a heavy book, but he goes into out of all this, he came to the realization that no matter how much torture, no matter how much physical and mental and emotional strain and stress and torture that this guy was under, they still could not take the one thing. They could take everything else away. He lost his wife. He lost everything. He lost his clothes. He lost literally everything. Lost his hair because they shave it, like everything. He had nothing. But the one thing that they couldn't take was what thoughts he held in here. And, it's a powerful message because, geez, I'm getting chills actually saying it. But, understanding that, wow, like we are all in control of our own thoughts, and therefore, and this is a big one, we are all in control of the results we get in our life, because the results that we get are a direct reflection of what's going on in here, because in here controls our emotional state. Thinking creates an emotional state, being, we can say that's the emotional mind, the subconscious mind, and it's the body that expresses the emotional state. So if I am expressing something negative, if I'm walking around and I'm pissed off, I'm frustrated with the world and everything's against me, what sort of thoughts am I thinking? I'm definitely not thinking love and gratitude and happiness and health and joy and all these uplifting things. I'm thinking negative thoughts. So now I'm getting emotionally involved with them, and my body has to move in that direction. And what does my RAS pick up on? More reasons to make that my reality. So therefore, I'm going to walk into, the shopping center, and I'm going to get greasies, and I'm going to get yelled at, and I'll probably get into a pub fight or something. I'm going to, the world's against me. And these people, and, I was definitely one of them in my mid-20s, early 20s as well. But, I was just on a downward thing. And understanding that, let's flip that to positive, where we're gratitude, love, joy, happiness, excitement, all these things. Now I'm getting emotionally involved with that. My body has to express that energy, that emotion through me. So now what am I doing? I'm walking different. My shoulders are back. I'm breathing deeply. I'm, oxidating my brain because I'm, breathing so deeply. And so the health benefits alone of this is massive. But not only that, I'm expressing all these things through, joy, excitement, and I'm walking around with a smile on my face. My RAS is picking up on these. This has to be my reality. I need to search out more reasons to be happy, to be grateful, to be joyful, to be, loved upon, and, whatever. And then it's going to search out of all these negative things that are going on in the world and, all this stuff, and bring forth more reasons to be happy, to be joyful, to be excited, and blah, 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 all these positive things. So it is a massive thing to understand, and if you can really start to objectively view your subjective life. All I mean by that is start to take a more of a top-down view of, let's just say, today. Your today. So I know Tim, it'll be your morning. You're over in beautiful America. So looking down, let's just say your last 24 hours, look down and how did you act? How did you feel? What results were you getting throughout your day? What thought patterns were you thinking? And when we objectively view this, it starts to take away the emotion. It's a coaching technique that it really is powerful when we actually start to distance ourselves. And the more distance we take, sorry, you guys can't even see my bottom hand. The more distance we take, and we're objectively viewing, our life down here. How did I go throughout my day? And I've got this top down look. Then, it takes away that the emotional state. Soon as we start to look through our own eyes, then bang, the subconscious sees it as this is happening to me right now, and it will express that. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. It's a bit of a long one, but thanks for sticking around, guys. And it's an important topic, especially for those in Victoria, and mate Tim as well. Definitely, the entire country of America. We're all seeing what's the entire world is watching you guys. What's happening over there. So sending love, sending gratitude, sending all the positive stuff to you guys. And that goes for everyone in this entire group. I absolutely love coming on and talking about this stuff, as I'm sure you guys can probably tell. And it lights me up, which I'll end on this. Find something that does light you up. Find something that you enjoy. That's not your job. It doesn't have to, pay the bills or anything. Like, this group it's not my job. I just do this because I know what works for my clients, and what we're building in the academy. I know what works, and I've set up this group just to really, give. And hopefully if it can help, a few people in this group, then that's my job done. So, find something that does that for you. Find something that lights you up, and brings you joy, because we're all going through this stuff that's happening. So, the more we can focus on the good, then we are going to experience that in our own reality. And then, like what I was talking about yesterday with group consciousness, it will have a massive effect. The more the world concentrates or focuses its attention on negativity, then the more negativity there will be in the world. And, it's a heavy thing to get your head around, but don't put your energy towards that. Don't fuel that fire. Fuel the other fire that's full of gratitude and love, and experience that. So that's my little rant on that, I guess. But hopefully you guys have got something from it. Wishing you guys all a amazing evening or morning, wherever you're tuning in from. And I've got some push-ups to do for the push-up challenge for raising awareness for mental health. So wishing you guys all an amazing evening and morning. Cheers, guys. Take care. Oh, thank you, Bo, for your very kind message. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.